Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I had this reading was going real well, and all of a sudden I look up and I got a phone call coming in, and unfortunately when that happens it shuts the video off. So I thought, well, since it's already ruined my video, I'll go ahead and take the call. So now I'm going to go ahead and catch you up on the read. We have an Eight of Cups here. In the central energy, someone is very disappointed. They were involved in a passion project. They used sex to lure people in and escape whatever it was that had them challenged. They have lost, or maybe they've gotten lost, and they feel as though they have been abandoned because the Most High has reached down and shown you mercy, lifting you up out of this crud. So they're having fear and anxiety regarding this. They are in a state of confusion. They are a third wheel enemy trying to use you, this relationship, as an exit plan. Maybe they're looking for an exit plan. They want out now. Why? Because you persevered. The Most High reached their hand down and pulled you right out of this mess. So this person is a King of Wands. They've been running out there in this passion project, effing this and effing that, using love as an escape route. They want forgiveness because everything they build on the energy of others is crumbling. And they're embarrassed. Somebody could be bullying them, or they could just be embarrassed. In the recent past, the truth is out about them wanting to control the foundation, the money, the land, the home, whatever. They wanted to control the wealth, and that is ending. Their days of dominating people who they marry or gain contract with or relationship with or partnership with or whatever is over. It's ending. Jerks. Five of Swords energy. So they've been found guilty. They have also been defeated here. So they've been defeated. They no longer control sweet love or partnership of any kind, and they're grieving. It did not work out the way that they had planned it to. They're suffering loss. They could have lost a pet, or they could be suffering some other kind of loss. You're sitting here, you're rested, and you are relaxing. You're making plans for the future. You're just kicked back. You're battle worn. You've been putting in a lot of hours, a lot of time into whatever this scenario is. And now it's time for you to rest and make plans for your future. People are in disagreement. And they're like, I wish you understood how I feel. But you're being fierce and you're acting aggressive. You're like, look, get out of my energy, man. I don't want to have anything to do with you. So it could be that they're trying to mess with your mind. They're trying to cause you mental disturbances. They want to bring you down. They want to tear apart your thoughts and ideas regarding love. So you need to be stubborn and block it out. Because where attention goes, energy flows, and what you think about most creates the widest highway in the mind, the most well-traveled highway, and then you're most likely to manifest it through rote, R-O-T-E. It's a mode of learning. The more you repeat something in your mind, the more likely it is that you will believe it and that it will occur. So we've got moving forward here. This could be an enterprise regarding self-love. So you loving yourself and being fierce enough to say, you shalt not mess with me, could be spreading around the world. Like people are loving you, or people are loving themselves. They're moving forward in this foresight. Maybe you're going to see, maybe you see more love happening. We've got people reaching out. They could have needs. They've got emotional needs that have not been being met. So you might be going enterprise on teaching people how to love themselves, right? They're trying to connect. They might be stepping out of their comfort zone. Their emotional needs haven't been met. But you are okay. You're stable. You could have life lessons on how to help them bring harmony to their own selves. Well, in the environment, you've got this toxic devil here who missed their opportunity. And, they were trying to be you. They missed their opportunity. Things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love that you actually do deserve. You have reached your goals. Everything is in ruins for these people, this person. So this King of Wands has a Queen of Wands reversed here. So she's very jealous of you, very insecure, selfish. She's making mistakes. She wished she could right her wrongs. She neglected to pay attention to what was important, the important details, whatever. And she was wearing masks. So this person is out there dressing up as you, doing things, and trying to sway the minds of the people. Now, in the past, there was some people in the astral who were coming up to me, and they were like, rawr, they were so mad. They said that I had hurt their pet or did something, and I was appalled. I was like, I didn't do that. And it was like, wow, man, but you got this person out there wearing a mask, hurting people's pets, destroying their businesses, and they blame you. When all you're doing is sitting here trying to love yourself into health. So now it looks like they're at a crossroads. They can't make themselves absent. They're not going anywhere. They're not able to go anywhere. They were trying to steal your destiny, and now they want forgiveness. They didn't mean to hurt you, but they most certainly did. They were trying to steal your fate. So we've got the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords star here. So you're not only the Queen of Swords with very clear vision, very clear mind, you also are wielding this humongous sword of Ace of Swords. So you've got double, your mind is sharp about this new beginning here, and you've got clear boundaries. You're shining a light on everything, the light of truth and the light of reality. You can see very, very clearly. And you've got this person coming in trying to defend their beliefs about why they were fighting with you, why they were competing with you. And it could be that this is the end of your 10 of Wands burden, because you're getting a new beginning and a celebration here, and a 10 of Cups. Ten of Cups, loving union. Divine love. So, you may be you're having a test of faith here. You've gone through a lot of stuff, and you've had to hold up your boundaries and try to protect yourself, and maybe you didn't know how, but to do anything except offer yourself loving kindness. And, breathe into the fear of it and learn how to deal with it. So your boundaries are firm here. You're courageous. You may not want to do anything like this again. You may be very leery and very wary about who you share your love with, because there's a lot of Emotional scars. Now, mind you, emotional scars, those are living in your cellular structure. So this emotional trauma is, the memory of it is in the cells. So if you have a memory come up and it triggers you, that trigger is the cellular memory. Okay, so it may be a trigger, but it's all the cellular structure in your body feeling the betrayal, right? The memory of it is in the water, in the cell, in everything. So anyway, it pulls it up. You've got a wish come true here, though, and it's an Ace of Pentacles. It's abundant. It's a very abundant wish come true. Nine of Cups. There's so much love. You've manifested it. You've wanted it. You are the Two of Cups, marriage connection, and you have the Queen of Pentacles has got the purse strings. You're coming into your wealth. And here where I split the deck, we've got, well, first off, we've got here your ambition or your manifestation of this is bringing a Tower to folks. And they have to accept this loss. They have to accept this loss. And this person's name could be Lisa, this Queen of Wands reversed, because last night I heard, calm down, Lisa. And it sounds to me like she's out there trying to get into the mental body of whoever this person is that's loving on themselves and trying to cause a disturbance regarding this new love that's coming in. The Empress is calling judgment here, and she will be victorious and move on from this. So shining a light on this. Oh my gosh, Temperance. Look, shining a light on the souls of people. Justice is being delivered by the Temperance angel, and he could be a King of Cups. Just saying. Divorcing people out of here, and that's the close of a cycle. And this King of Swords is like, lay it on me, because we're going. Yo, the Hierophant's even here. You worked really hard. And you're coming into your reward by the Hierophant. Look, you're moving on down the road. You're excited and free and in a new love. Freedom in marriage. Oh my God. And I was sitting there thinking, I was kind of getting a little upset about this stuff a little while ago, and I was starting to drive myself a little batty. And honestly, I think it's this person right here. So they need to face it, right? They know something isn't right. They were playing games with love, and you were left all alone. You rose all alone, and you learned how to love yourself. And this person is so damn jealous because you're leaving. You've taken it as far as you can go, and you're leaving. You're like, look, I know no matter what kind of forgiveness you want, it's all just a show. It's all just a mask. It's all just a freaking script that the devil has been repeating for centuries, right? You've been hurt before. Life has been very rough for you. It's very difficult for you to trust people. And these folks feel like they're going under because they can't free themselves from this entanglement. And it's very, very hard. You might be hard as a diamond. You might be like, look, you might be in this aggressive mode. You're just going to have to get away from me, cha-cha. Yeah. You might have just had your fill. Now, these people, they did not appreciate the beauty that you brought to the world, which is love, which is how to love yourself into health, and these people they trained everybody to believe that loving yourself was selfish. So people looked for validation, looked for reasons that they were worthy of love from other people, because they were told that loving themselves to health was selfish, and it was completely backwards. So now this reflection, this Queen of Wands reversed, there's unfinished business here. She doesn't know what to do. She's a third-party hoe bag, enemy, here with her King of Wands, who sabotaged responsible family units, and now both of them are suffering the pain and the damages that they have caused. They sabotage so many people and their commitment. And now they want to talk. Their values are all about money, and they were chasing after your partnership. And that's why they're still trying to cause you mental disturbances. They want you to reject it. They want you to have doubt in it. They want you to see it as this devil. And you might. But as I mentioned, that's not really mental. What it is it's the cellular structure remembering the trauma of the history. And that's what this mask wearer is trying to trigger with whatever witchery she's got going on. Yeah. So people are talking about it, like they can't get into your space. And these people here are soul tied. Those who were laughing at you, or maybe people are talking, maybe they're going into solitary confinement. Maybe they can't enter your space. And it might be that you have a soul tie here, that you might be in a soul tie, reminiscing about what was going on and understanding everything now. These people have been found unworthy, and it's an unexpected outcome. They're getting detached here. They were unsatisfied with one-on-one. They, with your hope for a one-on-one faithful union, they didn't want that kind of crap going on. They're feeling broken and shattered because you're irreplaceable. The way you love cannot be matched, and everybody knows it. And you're not out here boasting about it. You got your eyes closed. You're just out there all by yourself, hand on your heart, and you're like, I gotta breathe. I gotta get stable. I gotta activate my freaking heart chakra and feel into it, right? And this egoic person here is so upset because you're coming into your destiny, your soul contract of reciprocity, and they cannot separate you from that. They're overwhelmed and in regret over this new chapter. They meant to take your position and your place, but instead you fixed the connection with your divine kingdom spouse who may be thinking of you. And it could be that this person who was lying, was daydreaming of being you, and that was their secret. They were telling all kinds of lies, and now they're running because they're being held back from taking everything from you and failing to give you what you needed. It's too late for them to take any action, and their habitual patterns in the shadows is exactly what they have earned. Everybody knows that they are a mask wearer, and they did it repetitively against you, and they're still out there doing it. So you have a memory of everything. You may be going through the memories. You may be visiting these trauma memories in the cellular structure. You might be, having a memory, and you recognize that the trigger isn't necessarily a trigger at all. It's not really an emotional trigger. It's not even a mental trigger. And it's not really confusion. I really believe that what it is it's the cellular structure having memory of what it felt like to be betrayed over and over and over again. Because your mind and your heart and your emotional body is in this energy, which is why I think when that energy comes up, it's a memory. It's a cellular structure memory. So, because inwardly you're at peace. You're not out here frantic or looking for love in all the wrong places or in the right places. You're just waiting for the divine to bring you into alignment and then make it happen. But sometimes we get carried away with our dreams, our wants and our desires, right? And we lose patience, and we expect it all to happen right now. And even though we have invisible helpers, nothing's to say who is for us and who isn't. But there you are. You've got cellular trauma, and you're having memory of it. It can trigger your nervous system and also the mind. So, but if you just remember, you're a being of love, you're healing yourself into health, you know that your mind is stable and secure, you're in that Queen of Swords energy, so you've got mental clarity regarding everything, you're stable, you have inner harmony, you're just having a recognition of cellular trauma memory. And you need to, do something about that. Visit it. And the more times that you visit it and recognize it for what it is, the quicker it will ease. You know, you got to relax into it. You got to breathe into it. Go take a bath. Remember it, you know, and then let it go. These people are furious. They are so furious because the sweethearts are together. And it looks like they may be having a child, or they're going to birth something together in a big and good way. This is pure unconditional love. And that's what I'm talking about. This is what you offer yourself. You offer yourself pure unconditional love. And this is what's coming for you. You're in alignment with the sweetheart. Unfortunately, you're coming out of a long cycle of these devils, these jealous little hoe bags coming in, and then, you know, jezebel energies coming in and breaking up marriages or relationships or, you know, partnerships or whatever. So yeah, you know, you got some stuff. They did it for money, man. They did it for money. They were bribed to move against those who love themselves and bring beauty into the world for money. They attacked good, kind, moral humans who earned merit, and then they would take their vitality. And they would indulge on themselves, daydreaming that they were actually this person. But the good news is there's a miracle here, and they've got curses out here. They curse them damn selves. Because why? They're full of hate. They're full of hate. And so you're going to get your reward. And so will they. The reward for these ones is confinement, because they've been stopped by your friends. So even if you're not here with your divine partner, you've got a lot of friends here, and they're causing some fright for these strategists that were protesting, you know, moving against you. Prideful people, they're frightened now of this mind reading strategy. It could be that something's going on in their mind. Maybe they're afraid of you in their head now. They're protesting this. They're like, what the heck? Yeah, you came up to the top of the mountain. You've reached the peak. You've reached the peak. You made it. You made it to the top of the freaking tree. And now these ones are overwhelmed because they're being cast away. They're being cast away because you honored your vow and you triumphed. You've got a vow there with your partner, with your helper, and spirit divine. You got a victory here. These ones don't know what to do. They're wanting to apologize maybe for messing with your head, for collaborating with people to mess with your head. And there's justice being served on all of these ones. It could be that they're having vision problems. They're going to be blind. They won't be able to spy on family anymore or have anything to do with family. You know, they've been trying to dominate families and marriages for a long time. In fact, they've been successful, but now it's over. Yeah, and they're fighting. So they would come in and they would mess with family, cause families to fight with magic. They're being stopped. You're the gift. You're going to have sweet dreams and you're gained. This is the conclusion of this. It's time for it to stop. You know, and they want to compromise. They know that you're going to start a business here, and they're really upset about it. Last night I heard close it. Close the cycle. And they were also talking about time warp. And this is the curators. So there's time warping, and they're also talking about the military. So, and then an army. And I don't know who is in charge of the time warping, if it's a military operation. It sounded like they had an army at some location within time, and that the king here, if that is the king, or there's a commander that's leading the way in this war or whatever, and he knows about this army already. So there's some stuff going on, you know. They're timeline jumping and going back and forth, moving armies back and forth, trying to, this is what this is. And it looks like it's coming to a close. So we've got disappointment here, abandonment. Somebody in a passion project wants to escape. They lost. They feel like they've been abandoned because the Most High has lifted you right out of this scenario and given you mercy. Why? Because you trusted that inner voice. You allowed it to guide you. You blind faith. Blind faith. You may have been blind, but you were trusting it anyway. Okay, so now they're in this moon energy. They're having premonitions. They might be in fear and anxiety. They're confused. This third wheel enemy wants an exit plan. They want out. They want out. They're challenged because you persevered through this, and they're having a lot of doubt. They don't know what's going on. There's a King of Wands here who wants forgiveness. Everything they built upon your energy or the energy of all those flames is crumbling, and they're embarrassed. People are gossiping about them. They might be getting bullied. They might be getting bullied. They're in grief. And they think it's your fault. And this song, you didn't have to cut me off. So it's like when you walked out, when you left, when the Most High pulled you up out of this mess, you left people behind, and they're no longer able to tap into your love. And they're reaching out here for you, reaching out. Their needs are not being met, but you're stable. You're okay. See, your love is eluding them. Your love is eluding them. You're moving forward, and they got to accept it. You're out of here. So they were dominating the money. They were dominating the foundation. And the truth is revealed. And this is ending. They were dominating marriages, the unions. They were coming in doing magic on them to cause them to fight, to cause them to get divorced. They were bringing Jezebel and Jezebel in, or gigolo or whatever. And they were causing all this magical, mental infidelity. It was terrible. They got to accept the fact that this is over. They got to accept the things that cannot change. They have been defeated. They've been found guilty. They're feeling the pain from the damage that they have caused. They took love and faithful union from so many people with magic. And this is what I think is happening right now. This little jealous person is doing, this little jealous devil here is desperately trying to throw magic into your mind. And so you got to be stubborn and block it out. They're trying desperately to do what they've always done, which is throw that magic into your connection and then destroy it. Because that's what they do. Look, you're not envious. You don't envy these people. But I don't know if that's the way that it came out. So let me pull another card, please. So they've been defeated. They've been found guilty. They're grieving. It did not work out the way that they had planned. They may have recently lost a pet. They're in sorrow and they're in fear. So that's what that is. That's exactly what that is. They're doing magic. They're doing magic on your connection right now. They're trying to curse it, but they curse themselves. So they're being confined and they're being stopped. This whole friends group is in fright. Everybody who came against you, all these prideful people, they're losing it, man. They're losing it. They're going homeless. Yeah, you stuck to your vow. Your injustice is being served. So what's going on here? Yeah. So they were doing magic. And this could be on them now. They were doing magic on families to get them to fight, to get them to break up, to get to destabilize the home and siphon the happiness and the wealth out of it. And if there were children, they didn't really even care. They didn't care one bit. Not one bit. So that's what they were doing in the past. And they may be trying to do that right now. If you're having some mental disturbance regarding a connection that you may have, this could very well be what's happening. Mind effery. It's all they know. They're under judgment. They're under judgment. See, their thing is to make you feel that everybody in the entire cosmos is incapable of loving, and that you're the only one who knows how to heal yourself with love. And that's simply not true. That's magic witchery effing with you. So you got to let it go. You may even get a little regressive with it. These people are in regret. They're in regret. You're not going to listen to it. They can't change the past, and they can't undo what they've done. They can't say it wasn't me. It certainly was. So you're moving forward. You may be going overseas. There's an enterprise of self-love. Enterprising is like a, we had that Ace of Swords out there. There could be like there was another one too. You may be doing some stuff here. And folks are worried about it. They're worried because you are stable. The devil missed their opportunity. Everything is falling into ruins to make way for the love that you deserve. You have reached your goal here. You have reached your goal. These people don't know about love. They're not successful here. They were not successful in tearing you down. They had no idea that you would be able to love yourself to health. It never even occurred to them because there's no love in them. There's no love in them. So they're unsuccessful. Narrow-minded, deceitful, magicians, mind effers. I don't know what they have to offer anybody. So they made some mistakes. They weren't paying attention to what's important. They were wearing masks, and the truth is out. They might be telling the truth. They know it's out. This says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. It could be that you are honest. You're out here reaching your goals, and everything that they built on your energy, on your love, on your spiritual inheritance, it's crumbling. They might be stuck at a crossroads. We got absence in the reverse. They cannot go anywhere. They can't run away from it. They want forgiveness. They're in this fate. They have no courage. They have no courage. They want forgiveness for trying to mess with your fate, trying to delay what you're here to do, and now they have no courage. But you're focusing on the lighter side of life with gratitude. You're a limitless, abundant being. If you wish to generate the idea that anybody who ever comes in and loves on you is a pretender, meaning to chain you, then you can create that. If you choose to believe that the love that you pour into yourself and that it feels like maybe somebody's pouring into you, if you choose to believe that that's what it is, then that's what it will be. You create it. You create the scenario with your own mind, and you destroy it with your own mind. You can blame somebody who is here disciplined for the past. You can cave into the cellular memory of past deceitful trauma and betrayal. You can cave into that and let it drive you, but if you check in with your heart and your emotional body and your mind, then you will know that it's just a cellular response to an old memory that you may have gone through over and over and over and over and over again. These people have to accept responsibility for their own well-being. They got to learn discipline. They got to learn how to accomplish what they set their mind to and not wear masks trying to destroy others and then step on their bones to get up. They have to surrender their need to control you. So, disappointment. They want to escape passion, or the passion, this person that was involved in passion project business, using sexual relations to escape their dirty deeds or whatever. They have lost here, and they feel like they've been abandoned. You trusted the inner voice, and you got lifted right out of here. You got shown mercy and kindness and a reunion. So you're reunited with somebody special, and these ones are messing with your mind, triggering your cellular memory about the betrayal that this devil and these jealous hoe bags probably poured into you all your freaking life. But you are reunited. You trust your inner voice. It will guide you correctly. It's very merciful toward you and kind. So just remember that cellular memory, it doesn't drive the heart. It doesn't drive the mind. It doesn't drive the emotional body unless you let it. But that's why it's nice to know yourself, because then you know, you can check in with all of your bodies, mental, emotional, energetic, all this stuff. You can check in. You can say, where is this discomfort? Where is this driving? Where is this coming from? And if it's cellular trauma memory, then you just got to go meditate or something, or bring attention to it, and then go put some frequency to it or something. Bust it up while it's visiting you. Read some cards and find out about it, So they're having anxiety here. They're confused. This third wheel enemy wants an exit plan. They want out. They're having doubt because you persevered through the challenge. We got conversation in the reverse, and you're not talking to them anymore. They can't talk to you. You won't talk to them. They're having doubt. You persevered through this challenge, and they don't know what the heck to do. You listen to your inner voice. You trust it. It's given you mercy. You're reunited. Logic, okay. When cellular trauma memory comes up, you got to try to be logical, because it's a full body activation, right? It's all of the cells in the body. It can feel intense, and it can really, if you let it get into your heart space and stuff. So King of Wands is here wanting forgiveness. Everything they built on you is falling apart. They might be embarrassed. They might be embarrassed that they were bullying you. They're in grief because they're losing everything. They're losing everything. They might be praying, why me, God? Why me? Well, I don't know. He is. So they were hoarding the foundation of these marriages. Like they would go in, get married, and then toss away the spouse, and then have a house. Or they would get married and then dictate and dominate the one who had the material wealth. Right? They're making a journey. They have to accept the fact that this is the end of them dominating marriages, and they're going on a journey. Now, this could mean that they are, in the indigenous culture, they could be transitioning into another realm. We've got falseness. Yeah, they're a liar. They were constantly lying and thieving from people. That's all they ever did. Pretending to be faithful. Wow. So they were constantly lying. and stealing from people. And now they are losing everything. They're grieving. They're losing everything. They're afraid. They know that they stole everything from faithful people. And now they're losing it all. And people are making fun of them. You're making plans for the future with the Four of Swords, or they might be getting laid to rest. They might be getting laid to rest. With this Journey card, the Guilty card, ending. Yeah, they might be getting laid to rest, and they're having disagreements about this fierce and aggressive action. We've got imagination and disturbance. Somebody is and was messing with your mind. It could be that this is happening right now, but you are blocking it out. You understand what's going on, and now they're in regret. They can't change the past. This is too far gone. And look, a priest is effing with your mind. Room is the mind. A priest is effing with your mind right now because they know they're getting laid to rest, and they want to offload this onto you, but you're not taking it. You're like, nope, that's not mine. That does not belong to me. And they're in regret because they can't change the past. Oh, yeah. So they're trying to mess with your mind. Or it could just be that you're picking up on them having a messed up mind. Either way, it doesn't really matter. You're moving forward. You've got an enterprise. There could be self-love. You might be inspiring people to actually pour their love into themselves, to accept themselves, to love themselves fully, to activate and their light body and be okay inside, stable, harmonized, accept themselves fully, so that when any devil comes along and says, oh, baby, I love you, it's like, okay, well, let me observe this for a while, right? So we've got widower here. Somebody's worried they might have lost a spouse because you love yourself. They might be visiting an old grave of yours. If this person martyred you in a previous life, this marriage here, they might be visiting your old grave worried. Like, what the heck did I do, right? They might be recognizing your energy right now, and they're in despair. They're in despair. This prideful person is sick. This arrogant person, they're sick. They're in despair. So the devil here is missing their opportunity. They miss their opportunity. Things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. You have met your goals, and they have not been successful against you, and they're surprised. They're surprised. Queen of Wands in the reverse, narrow-minded, deceitful, and selfish, jealous, made mistakes, not paying attention to what was important. They neglected you. Wearing a mask, they neglected everybody wearing your face and your energy. And now everybody knows the truth. Now everybody knows the truth, and they're sighing. Oh, everybody knows the truth. So they're at a Two of Swords crossroads. Absence. They could not make you absent. You didn't go anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Now they want your forgiveness. They trying to steal your fate. They don't have any courage. Soldier. They don't have any courage. They might be, a soldier might be there messing with them, or maybe they are a soldier. Look, a soldier of love. A soldier of love is on their butt. Oh, man, they have no courage. You got a soldier of love taking this down. Taking this down. And you know what? They're going to bring you some happy thoughts. This is going to make you happy. You're waiting. You're waiting for your house. You're waiting for your house. And it could be that this enemy, you might be happy to hear that this enemy is, oh man, they got death, misfortune, prison. Wow. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here. I hope that it brings clarification to something you already intuitively knew, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.